A man strolls across a London bridge, rain pattering on his umbrella. A sharp prick in his leg, a fleeting glance at a stranger, and days later he's dead, killed by a weapon so sinister it belongs in a spy novel. Yet this is on September 7, 1978, Georgi Markov, a Bulgarian dissident and BBC journalist, was walking along Waterloo Bridge when he felt a sudden sting in his thigh. With an umbrella hurrying away, hours later, Markov fell gravely ill, and within 4 days he was dead, poisoned by a tiny pellet laced with ricin, a toxin with no antidote. The umbrella, it seemed, was a murder weapon, wielded in broad daylight in a plot that reeked of Cold War espionage. But who ordered the hit, and why has the killer never been found? Tonight, on the Cube of Mysteries, we unravel the chilling case of the Umbrella Man, a real-life assassination that hides secrets darker than the London fog. So tell me, if you felt that prick on a crowded street, would you chase the stranger, or pray it was just a coincidence? Georgi Markov was a marked man long before that fateful day on Waterloo Bridge. A celebrated writer in Bulgaria, he defected to the West in 1969, fleeing the iron grip of the communist regime. In London, he became a voice of dissent, his BBC radio broadcasts exposing the corruption and brutality of Bulgaria's leaders. Each word he spoke was a dagger to the heart of the Državna Sigurnost, Bulgaria's secret police, who branded him a traitor. By 1978, Markov knew he was being watched. Strange phone calls, shadowed figures outside his home. But he refused to be silenced. On September 7th, as he walked to a bus stop, the rain was light, the bridge crowded. The sting in his thigh was sharp but fleeting, like a wasp's bite. He glanced back to see a man, middle-aged, unremarkable, clutching an umbrella as he melted into the crowd. Markov brushed it off, unaware that a clock was now ticking inside his body. By evening, Markov was feverish, his legs swollen around a tiny puncture mark. At the hospital, doctors were puzzled. No infection, no clear cause. He told them about the umbrella, the stranger, but it sounded absurd. Within 48 hours, his organs began to fail. On September 11th, he died, whispering to his wife about the bridge, the man, the pain. An autopsy revealed the impossible. A metal pellet, smaller than a pinhead, embedded in his thigh. It was hollow, pierced with microscopic holes, and coated with ricin, a poison so lethal that a dose the size of a grain of salt could kill. The pellet's design was chillingly precise, meant to dissolve and leave no trace. Someone had turned an umbrella into a weapon of assassination, a tool straight from the shadows of the Cold War. If you were Markov's doctor, staring at that pellet, what would you think? A spy's vendetta, or something even more sinister? Scotland Yard launched a massive investigation, joined by MI6 and counterintelligence experts. The pellet's craftsmanship pointed to the Eastern Bloc, likely the KGB or their Bulgarian allies. Markov's broadcasts had humiliated the regime, and his death came just days before his 50th birthday, a symbolic strike. Witnesses on the bridge were no help. The Umbrella Man was a ghost, his face forgotten in the drizzle. But the case grew murkier. Declassified files later revealed that the KGB had developed air-powered umbrella guns, capable of firing such pellets with deadly accuracy. Defectors claimed Bulgaria's secret police ran a poison factory, crafting toxins for silent killings. Yet no one was arrested. The Umbrella Man vanished, and the trail went cold. Why would a regime go to such lengths to kill one man, only to leave the crime so brazenly public? Was it a warning to other dissidents or a distraction from something bigger? Then a breakthrough, or perhaps a trap, emerged. In 1991, after the fall of communism, a former Bulgarian agent claimed the assassin was a man codenamed Piccadilly, a trained killer living in Western Europe. The agent promised names, dates, even the umbrella's blueprint. But before he could deliver, he was found dead, his body slumped in a Copenhagen hotel room, a single puncture mark on his neck. No pellet this time, just a message. Some secrets are worth killing for again and again. What was in those files that cost another life? And why, years later, did a London antiques dealer stumble across an umbrella, old, heavy, with a hidden mechanism that sent chills through Scotland Yard? That antique umbrella discovered in a London shop in 2007 was no ordinary relic. Its handle concealed a spring-loaded mechanism, eerily similar to the air-powered weapons described in KGB defectors' testimonies. Scotland Yard quietly seized it, but no public report followed. The dealer, an elderly man with no ties to espionage, swore he'd bought it at an estate sale, unaware of its deadly potential. Yet when pressed, he recalled a strange detail. The seller, a nervous man with an Eastern European accent, vanished after the transaction, leaving no name or trace. Was it the same umbrella that killed Georgi Markov? A prototype from the Cold War's shadows? Or a chilling reminder that the forces behind the assassination were still watching, still silencing? The umbrella was locked away, its secrets buried in a vault, but its existence whispered a truth. The case of the Umbrella Man was never meant to be solved. Georgi Markov's murder remains one of the Cold War's most brazen acts of espionage, a public execution that screamed power and impunity. The Ricin pellet, a marvel of sinister engineering, was a message to every dissident. No one escapes the reach of the state. Yet the silence that followed, the vanished assassin, the dead informant, the suppressed files, suggests a deeper conspiracy. Was Markov's death a simple act of revenge, or did he know something more dangerous, something the Bulgarian regime, or even their Soviet masters, couldn't let leak? The agent codenamed Piccadilly was never found, but rumors persist of a man living quietly in Italy, his past buried under layers of forged identities. If you were a journalist today, digging into this case, would you hunt for Piccadilly, or fear what you might find? The streets of London are brighter now, the Cold War a fading memory. But the shadow of Waterloo Bridge lingers, a place where a single prick rewrote a man's fate. Markov's voice was silenced, but his story endures, a warning that power doesn't need bombs or bullets. Sometimes an umbrella is enough. The next time you walk through a crowd, rain tapping on your shoulder, pause and look around. Who's holding the umbrella behind you, and what might they carry in its folds? Some secrets don't die. They wait, patient and poisonous, for the right moment to strike again. If this tale of a deadly umbrella chilled your blood, smash that like button and share it with someone who loves a dark mystery. Drop a comment below. Do you think the Umbrella Man was a lone killer, or part of a larger conspiracy? Your theories fuel the cube, and we read every one. Subscribe and hit the bell to never miss a story. Next time, we're venturing into a desert where stones move on their own, leaving trails that defy science and whisper of forces we can't explain. What secrets hide in the phenomenon of the moving rocks? You won't want to miss it.